Sunday afternoon, welcome to Medellín, as you can see. We're on our way to find, it's called Parque Arvi, I think. It's not really a touristic place, as I heard, but it's, as according to Google Maps, somewhere up in the mountains. And that's where we will find. We have no idea how to get there. And today we were a bit late, so we are not going to Guatape, or however it's called. This is what we'll do next week, and then we'll try to find Parque Arvi. I forgot the name. Right, we have to first buy some tickets. Parque Arvi. They told us it's too late, almost too late to go there because we're in a cable car for 20 minutes. It's too big there. We need much more time. But I think we'll still go, and then we can, because we want to film a video anyways for the channel, so we can do this in the cable car.
¿Dónde son?
De Alemania.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja.
Was ist los?
Sonntag, ganz normaler Sonntag, wo wir gerade Medellín besichtigen.
Que se quedó.
¿Hablas alemán un poco?
Estoy aprendiendo.
Ah.
Pero hablo más francés. ¿Parlez-vous français?
No, francés no. Look. This could also be Germany. Ah, you cannot really see it. But trees like this. Do you know people, or maybe you aren't that type of person that like easily gets like angry or in general very emotional, like your emotions get triggered quickly. The emotion then runs you. It's not like you are in control of yourself, but the emotion runs you and you do things that you later regret. Okay, so we humans usually deal with emotions in 3 different ways, right? And all of them are not ideal, and we will go through all of them. So the first thing, how we deal with emotions when negative emotions come up, is suppression or repression, right? So suppression means we consciously push the emotion down into the unconscious, and repression is when we do it unconsciously. This happens when we are super like feeling very guilty, or we're feeling super bad about just the feeling itself, like the emotion. We do not want to experience it because it makes us feel so guilty that we push it down. Usually what the brain then does is the mechanisms are denial and projection, right? Projection in the form of blaming. We first deny that we have the emotion, that the emotion is in us, and we often project it on the outside, right? We say, okay, it's not us, it is them, it's somebody outside, and I think we have to leave now. Alright, we just had to leave the thing. We made it to Parque Arvi, but I think the park closes soon, and we have to find a toilet. Cake. Alright, we're a bit too late. I think everything is closing. We cannot buy anything. No food, nothing. But I met some Germans. Well, not, I didn't met them. I just heard them speaking, and then they were gone. No. It was a bigger park than I thought. So the effect that this has is we're putting others down, right? And as a consequence, we can feel better, right? Because it's not our fault anymore. We do this to keep our self-esteem. As an example, let's say somebody, or maybe you, lost your job, right? What do you feel? You often feel like you feel guilty, you feel sad, you feel angry maybe, and you do not want to experience those emotions, so you repress them, you put them down. And what happens? We blame others, right? We project it onto the world, we blame others. For example, I was the boss, right? The boss never valued me, the boss never saw the value in me. Maybe it was the government, it was the politicians that destroyed the economic situation, so I have to suffer now. I cannot continue my job because of the government. It's their fault. It's not my fault. It's out there, it's them. So the problem with this is that when we are like repressing or suppressing the emotion, at first we don't feel it anymore, we don't experience the emotion anymore, but it has been found out that the emotion is still there, right? It's still in our body literally, because we just put it down into the unconscious, and it's easy to get triggered again, and then the emotion will just come up, and will come up as often until there's nothing more of the emotion left. And the problem is that when the emotions are still inside of us, right, pushed down, the energy of the emotion is also still there, the negative energy. This is still in your body, and this leads to often to headaches, it leads to disease, it leads to tension in the neck, all of those stuff. And the other thing is this also leads to you in general, like your baseline mood drops and drops and drops until you're like in a super negative and pessimistic mood. A classical example, like old people, like the old woman, like the old guy, right? It's like super grumpy and negative and angry. And when you, for example, see children, like a young child. It's like all super happy, like running around, being happy, etc. But if you think about it, this old grumpy guy once was this happy child. But what happened? The emotions are just pushed down. Usually, because that's what we do, right? We suppress and repress the emotion. The emotion is still inside of us, which leads to diseases, leads to headaches, all kinds of problems, and also drops the baseline of our mood in a negative direction. So the second way how we usually handle our emotions is through expression. We think when we express an emotion, for example, we're angry, we let out the anger, this helps that we feel better afterwards and that the emotion is then gone. But actually the truth is, and this is what the studies show, is that it just lets out just a tiny bit of the energy of the emotion, and the rest will be then repressed again. So this is also not a very helpful one. And furthermore, there's also a problem, and this is that usually most people cannot differentiate. When, for example, you would express a negative emotions, that this says everything about you but nothing about the other person, right? So often the other person, if somebody expresses some negative emotion towards you, cannot differentiate and say, okay, this says everything about the other person but nothing about me. It says everything about the person that is expressing the emotion but nothing about me receiving the anger, receiving the negative emotions. I want to make you an example. Let's say you're a very good person, always gentle, always a good person, and then you start in customer support or customer service, right? And you call with people, everybody's just yelling at you, everybody's negative at you, everybody's expressing anger, negative emotions towards you. What does this say about you? It says everything about the other person, but it says nothing about you receiving the emotion. So this is a problem, right? When we are expressing the emotion, we are open to hurt others. We risk to hurt others, right? We risk to affect others negatively, which is not good. All right, the third way that we usually try to handle and deal with our emotion is escape, right? We do not want to experience the emotion. We try to stay unconscious by running away from the emotion through distraction, right? So we would try to distract ourselves through, for example, TV, through listening to music, through scrolling on social media, right? You maybe know this, that you're like, open your phone, right, your Instagram, right? Just scroll there mindlessly, close, because there's nothing interesting, you close the phone again, only to 1 second later, open the phone again, go on Instagram and scroll again, right? Or just through your WhatsApp chats. Just scroll through the WhatsApp chats, nothing happened, okay, close it, open it again, WhatsApp chat. Like, just to keep us, busy and to keep us distracted. But also things like sightseeing or traveling in general is a form of distraction, or can be a form of distraction, right? It's not always like this, but it can be a form of distraction, that we just go out and try to see something, new things, new impressions, right? Because it distracts us from our normal life, from our normal thoughts. We do not want to experience the thoughts. But also, for example, working, right? Excessive work, being a workaholic, often comes from, okay, we want to escape our emotion, we don't want to feel our bad emotion, negative emotions. This is why all we do is work. So I think here the negative consequences are very obvious, right? So what we do, we feel bad, right? And we want to escape the emotion, and we do some stuff like fast food, porn, whatever, that makes us feel better. And we do some negative habits, right? And we only feel better when we're doing the negative habits. And this results in, okay, we trying or we wanting or we craving the negative habit again and again and again, and it's leading a downward spiral, right? Because this is also some way how addictions happen, right? We are more and more getting addicted to not the habit itself, but to feeling better, right? Because through the habit, we do not experience the negative emotions, aka we feel better, aka we get more addicted to the habit itself. Just in the middle of the video, but yeah, the cable car is only going until 6, so we have to go now. Always. In order to handle the emotions, the first thing is, okay, we have to become aware how we deal with our emotions in the wrong way, so we can handle them in the right way. How to handle them in the right way, very, very quickly, is a technique called letting go, right? We just let go of the emotion by accepting it, by not trying to resist the emotion, but just let it be. And over time you will realize, okay, the energy will run out. And if you want to really know how this letting go technique works, I would recommend the book Letting Go by David Hawkins. Just go on Amazon, type in Letting Go, David Hawkins. It's a yellow book, I just ordered. Really, take my word. I recommend this book, and it helped me a lot. All right, it's getting dark. As you see in Medellín, it's getting also loud because of the traffic jam, but I still want to appreciate that you watched until the end, because the goal with this channel is like to build a community of like-minded people who want to improve, who want to work on their mental health, who want to work on their financial situation. The motto here is 10 years of hard work, 50 years of freedom. Yes, on this channel I want to live those 10 years of hard work, put in the time, putting the learning, putting the money that I invested to mentors, and then share my learnings all here on this channel while traveling, ideally, right? Right now we are in Medellín, as you see. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it's interesting, you can subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Buenas tardes, buenas noches. We see each other in the next video. Oh, yeah, look at this view. This was the last location where we shot the video. We're in the middle of Medellín somewhere. I have no idea where, but it's super loud here. And it's quick, like shortly after 6. So I hope we can still get the cable car down, because we're just like in a, not completely down, right? You see it here. Otherwise we have to walk, and I'm not sure if this is so safe here. Let's see. Okay, really close. So we have to find another way. It's also closed. Ah, here's another station. Alright, that was easy. ¿Cuánto es por abajo? 3.000. Okay. Yes. Literally, the GoPro they cannot get all the. Oh, look at this. Right, we're not quite home. We exited one station earlier to find something to eat now and walk through the city at night. I think this is it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next vlog or video or whatever you watch from me.